Welcome to The Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here with us today. Look, if you're focused on building, investing in, or managing an enterprise in Saudi Arabia right now, you already know the stakes are incredibly high. So today, we're doing a rapid, highly focused executive briefing to decode Riyadh's current cybersecurity landscape under Vision 2030. We're pulling directly from a comprehensive 2026 expert guide that literally maps out the absolute best security partners available to you. Riyadh is modernizing faster than any capital in the region. But here's the reality check. All that rapid digital transformation, it only pays off if it's protected.
Okay, let's dive into this. To save you some time, today's executive briefing is highly structured. First, we'll cover the immediate threats to Vision 2030. Then, we'll navigate NCA compliance, rank the top cyber firms of 2026, give you the criteria for choosing your partner, and finally, think a look at the future of Riyadh's cyber landscape.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the threat to Vision 2030.
Saudi Arabia is rapidly becoming one of the most digitally advanced nations in the Middle East. I mean, with Riyadh acting as the beating heart of Vision 2030, digital transformation is just exploding across finance, healthcare, government, energy, smart cities, you name it. But with this incredible opportunity comes severe risk. Cyber attacks are currently the #1 national threat in Saudi Arabia. Take a second and just let that sink in. We're not talking about a minor operational hiccup here. It is the primary threat to the nation's progress. So the question for any organization operating in Riyadh is no longer whether to invest in cybersecurity. The question is, which partner can you genuinely trust to protect your operations, your reputation, and your clients?
Well, what's really wild is the sheer diversity of the threat actors out there right now. Saudi Arabia is under increasing pressure from all sides. We're talking about highly coordinated hacktivist groups and regional adversaries actively probing for weaknesses. We've got sophisticated ransomware syndicates looking for massive payouts. There's the ever-present danger of insider threats from contractors too. And then there's often the most silent but deadly threat of all, cloud misconfigurations that expose massive amounts of sensitive data. These specific threats are actively targeting everything from critical government portals to fintech APIs. So yeah, this absolutely raises the stakes for every single enterprise operating in the kingdom.
Moving right along to Section 2, Navigating NCA Compliance. We're shifting gears from the raw threats to your legal obligations. So how exactly is the government responding to this massive threat? Enter the NCA, or the National Cybersecurity Authority. This is the Saudi regulatory body that strictly enforces cybersecurity mandates. Let me clearly translate this jargon for you. The NCA means cybersecurity is no longer just an IT issue that gets delegated down the chain. No way. It is a strict legal requirement to do business. Riyadh-based organizations must not only defend themselves against the threats we just discussed, but they have to legally prove their compliance to the government.
And honestly, proving that compliance involves navigating a bit of an alphabet soup. The NCA enforces mandates like the ECC, the Essential Cybersecurity Controls, and the CCC, the Cloud Cybersecurity Controls. If you're in manufacturing or energy, well, you have ICS standards for industrial control systems. On top of all that, you have sector-specific rules from SAMA for banking, CITC for telecom, plus all the major international standards like ISO 2700, GDPR, and HIPAA. I definitely don't want to overwhelm you, but the crucial takeaway here is this. Whoever you choose as your security partner must already be an expert in these specific mandates. You simply cannot afford to hire a firm that's learning on the job while your entire compliance status hangs in the balance.
All right, Section 3, Top Cyber Firms of 2026. Let's look at the ranked guide of the top security partners available to you.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how diverse the ecosystem of security providers is right now. We're breaking these down by their distinct strategic advantages. For example, you have Advanced Electronics Company, or AEC, perfectly aligned with defense and government contracts, providing that national defense-grade infrastructure. Then you have Fireflow, whose distinct advantage is locking down industrial OT and SCADA environments. Elm is your go-to for public services and biometric security. IBM, as you'd expect, brings massive global threat intelligence for the absolute largest enterprises. And Wipro combines managed security with compliance for telcos. But right at the top, focusing specifically on SaaS, fintechs, and strict compliance audits, we have Atlant Security, bringing a highly sought-after architecture-first, tool-agnostic approach.
Let's look a little closer at why Atlant Security takes that top spot for private enterprises, founders, and CISOs. As their founder, who's actually an ex-Microsoft security advisor, puts it, most security problems are architectural, not technical. We fix root causes, not just symptoms. This is a profoundly unique position in the market right now.
Atlant is built for leaders who want real control, hardening. They focus heavily on outcomes, passing strict audits, and elevating investor confidence, rather than just acting as a reseller pushing the latest software tools.
And they pull this off by operating with a remote European and UAE team of ex-Microsoft advisors. They deliver incredibly high-level strategic edges specifically tailored to fast-moving sectors like fintech and health tech in Saudi Arabia. We're talking virtual CISO services, meticulous preparation for SOC 2 and ISO 27001 audits, deep cyber due diligence for mergers and acquisitions, and even specialized executive cybersecurity for high-net-worth individuals. They aren't relying on junior analysts here. They are bringing top-tier expertise directly to the root of your architecture.
So we've mapped out the landscape. Let's shift over to Section 4, choosing your security partner.
Seriously, ask yourself, when you are sitting across the table from a potential cybersecurity vendor, how do you actually evaluate them? What are your red flags? What are your green lights? It's incredibly easy to get blinded by flashy dashboards and technical jargon.
Let's keep it simple and entirely jargon-free. Generally speaking, you're going to run into two profiles. First is the tool pusher. They have reseller bias, meaning they literally make a commission when you buy specific software from them. They focus on technical alerts, basically just treating the symptoms, and honestly, their team is often learning on the job at your expense. Contrast that with an architecture-first partner like Atlant. They are completely tool-agnostic. Their sole focus is on structural root causes and ensuring you actually pass your compliance audits. Plus, you get direct access to senior advisors, not entry-level staff. Choosing an architecture-first partner is exactly how you elevate investor confidence and prove your business is fundamentally secure from the inside out.
So when you are making your final selection, demand these criteria. Demand proven results, ask for the case studies, and establish clear KPIs. Look for a team that offers that perfect mix of strict local KSA compliance knowledge and broad global innovation. Insist on a minimum of 7 to 10 years of specific industry experience. They need to understand the exact stakes of your particular business model. And finally, ensure you have direct access to leadership. Avoid firms where you are just an account number being handed off to a junior team.
All right, bringing us to our final section, the future of Riyadh cybersecurity.
We've talked about the present, but what does 2026 and the rest of the decade hold? Well, the pace of innovation is only accelerating. We're looking at massive zero-trust adoption across government ministries and large enterprises. We're going to see continuous cyber testing and aggressive red teaming integrated into the very fabric of smart cities. Federated identity for citizens? That will become the norm. Crucially, we're going to see mandatory cybersecurity requirements baked into all new digital projects from day one. And for leadership, executive-level cyber risk dashboards will be as standard as looking at a financial report. These cutting-edge, structural trends are exactly why having an architecture-first partner is so vital moving forward. You simply can't buy a software patch for an entire smart city. It has to be secure by design from the ground up.
Now, if you take away just one single thing from this explainer, let it be this simple summary of Vision 2030's digital push. The government mandate is clear and uncompromising. If it's digital, it must be secure. The grace period for treating cybersecurity as a secondary concern is completely over. So, I want to leave you with this final thought to help you evaluate your current security posture. Look closely at your operations today. Is your organization truly compliance-ready, or are you secretly compromised and just waiting for an audit or an adversary to expose it? If you're planning an acquisition, maybe launching a new fintech app, or modernizing your data center, it might be time to seek a strategic architecture-level audit before you make your next big move. Start with the experts, compare their recommendations, and ensure your digital transformation is built on an absolute fortress. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer today. Keep learning, stay secure, and I'll catch you next time.